Tourism Committee meeting. I'm gonna open up by first saying, number one, I apologize. This is the first meeting under our new system, and, as of the first meeting, we found some flaws in it already. This meeting was just intended to be tourism, for, having interviews with, a few companies that submitted, applications for our consultant about how we can make tourism better, or, in directions that we can move of, doing things different. So I apologize for the people that are here, and the mayor. I know he's here for the O&M, but, about 1 o'clock, we're gonna end this meeting and go into an executive session and have our interviews with people that are coming up. So, we're gonna go through a couple of quick, number one, I wanna welcome Mr. Stroud. You weren't on tourism with us,
No.
so you're new here, and we have, two other new ones, Mr. Beatty and Mr. Leggett. They're not here right now, so I'm assuming maybe they are gonna be here for the 1 o'clock part, but you all of us were here for the 12:30. I'm gonna let Mr. Mayor, he's got a quick thing under the tax part of ours, but we're just gonna take information from him, and I'll even let the tourism, speak a little too, if you have anything to say. Mr. Mayor, go ahead.
I thought it was an axe tax meeting.
Yeah, I know, it came out in the newspaper the wrong way today.
So I brought these, they can pass them down through, you formed a joint town-village committee last year, and, Dennis let me be the chairman, so,
Nice guy.
What I did, I'm passing out is a sheet to show you the applications that we have in the town and village, for this coming year, and the amount of money they've requested. Because of your new system, this year, we've got 18 new applicants. Those would be the ones to the right, that it shows that we didn't give them anything in 2015. And because of that new system, we have $313,990 in requests. The county gives us $100,000, the town puts in $35,000, and the village puts in $35,000, so we have 170. Also, what we decided this year at the O&M was that any of the groups that use the festival space, we would take the money that's given to us, and we would reimburse the O&M committee for use of the festival space. So that's an additional, if all of these groups use the festival space that are requesting, that's another $22,000 that we need to take from our 170. So I'm here today. I know that the occupancy tax figures have been up, and I'm appealing to you folks to consider giving the town and village of Lake George, because of the new system, additional funding beyond the $100,000. I don't know how much. I know anything will help us because, as you can see, we've got 18 new groups applying to us. Most of them went to you last year, but because of your $15,000 threshold, or 25, I forget what it was, a lot of them came to us. The Lake George Triathlon is an example, who's asking for $24,000. We didn't have them as an applicant last year. It's a great event, as you all know. So, just please consider us. The problem is, one of the reasons I'm here today, is our meeting is on the 20th. We're meeting with all these folks on the 20th, so I don't know how that works out for you folks, but the other thing is, I brought an O&M application from the Lake George Winter Carnival. They're looking to use the festival space for events. In the event they don't have ice, which is 8 to 5 right now. Some of the events they're requesting, I think your attorney should take a look at. They don't want to pay the full amount. I think we all ought to take a look at that. It's a great event again. It's in the winter. We can't plow the festival space. So the village board last night said to them, sure, we'll go along with you, but we need to get the county's permission as well. So those are the two things I'm bringing. I apologize.
Well, I apologize too. I'm sorry. But we're gonna have a meeting at the end of this month. We'll promote it better, advertise it better for the OCTAX and for the O&M committee. But just one question I have, county gave you an extra $100,000 in funds, is that what you got here?
Last year, the county gave our joint committee $100,000, and the town and the village added 35 each, so we had 170. But we also only had 21 or 22 applications. This year, as you can see, we've got 37.
Yeah. Ron, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, that was part of that additional allocation we
Right.
made last January. The village received 50, the town received 50, Queensberry received 40 or 45, something like that. I think 40, Bolton as well, and then all the towns received 15?
Extra 10 or 15, yeah.
10,000, but we're looking, Mayor, just so you know, we're looking at that fund balance right now, and Gene's correct. As soon as we know where our fund balance is, we'll, the hope was that if we could see our way through, we would like to increase those allocations.
So that's why.
And there's also a discretionary pot there as well. I think it's 30, I think it was programmed at 30. How much? 50. See, I'm right across the board.
Well, yeah, I didn't bring my
50,
notes, I
so-
wasn't ready for the
Anything
so.
prior to the 20th that you can let us know, because obviously we'll be dealing with what we know we have in hand. It'll be difficult to call these people back and say we've got another, 5 or 10 or whatever, you know how it goes, so, but that's what
That
we're
meeting's
faced
the
with now,
20th,
so.
that meeting's the 20th of yours, you said the 20th they're coming?
Yeah, we've already set we can, I don't see any reason why, these are all summer events, if you, tell me today that you're having a meeting on such and such a date, I don't see why we couldn't notify these folks and have them come later.
That I'd appreciate, because it'd be hard for us to get one in between the 20th
Yeah.
and now, today's the 11th, but we are gonna do one, I think it's whatever that Wednesday, last Wednesday of January.
Last Wednesday of so
Is
we'd
the
be all right the first week of February.
Yeah, if they can come to meet with you in the first week of February.
I'll talk to Dennis and we'll see if we can't postpone ours then
All right.
till the first week in February, then we'll know for sure.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor,
Thank you very
appreciate it.
much.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Mr. Consulo, I see you here, is there anything you'd like to bring up?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for the clarification. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for the clarification. I just want to say that I think the task that you have in front of you this afternoon will be a very good exercise, and one I'm sure you'll be making some very sound decisions. Again, I just wanted to thank you all for the support that you've extended to us through this special events and convention sales position. We certainly look forward to partnering with you again this year. I know we're in the process of submitting our final request for vouchers. But if there's any indication, while I wasn't there this weekend, we were at the New York Times show, and New York City Grand was able to come down, and I hope, Darren, that you saw the opportunity that perhaps we might be able to do some more partnering with some shows that we have lined up for not only this year, but future years. I think there's a great opportunity for us to promote unilaterally and together the Lake George region. And just wanted to introduce our president of our board, Ron Miller, and Gary Thornquist, who's the secretary of board, who's been a chamber member for just thought we'd come here and just see how things are going. But we understand what you're going to go through this afternoon, but thank you very much.
Yeah, the new system is to try to have meetings on Wednesdays, two Wednesdays a month, the first Wednesday and the last Wednesday. They've consolidated a lot of, like tourism is gonna be now with OCTAX and with O&M, because and so we'll have a meeting for that, set aside the time. So, that to save time for a lot of supervisors to come 3-4 times a week to a 20-minute meeting, so, they did a lot of changes. This is the first one of the year, and we learned something real quick, so. I saw it this morning when I read the paper, and it said OCTAX and O&M plus tours. I said, I'm gonna have people there, so.
Well, we look forward to the update so that Christina can come in and make sure that
Right,
she's
right.
available to give her reports.
And, if you wanna take just a couple of, we're so proud, the ladies are so proud of what the job that we did about the, new brochure. I should've gave one to the mayor. If you wanna give out some of, this is a new winter guide, for the tourism department that just came in, and,
Actually, this is our year-round guide.
year-round, right.
But our winter guide you should all be familiar with. But the travel guide is hot off the press. It came in last Thursday or Friday. Peter and I were chasing down the truck to go out and get a box. So we're very excited about this. So right away you can see that it looks a little bit different. It's a perfect bind, which is the flat spine. We've added, some pages to it, and we've added a lot of content, which we are really over the top excited over. So if you take a look at it, in the past, we've included everything in the county, which is what we do. You know, we are the county tourism department, and we want to represent all of the little towns and communities, and we will continue to do that. But aside from just a list of things to do, we want to give visitors a why. Why do you want to come to the Lake George? We want you to be excited about it. We're excited about it. We love the area and all the wonderful things to do. So we drew on that, and we reached out to a lot of our businesses. So much of, a lot of the content and some of the images in here have been provided by our images, or by our local businesses. We went like with a cover, like with a really impressive kind of, we want you to see this and pick it up and say, oh my goodness, that looks exciting, it's a place I want to go. We know that the cruises on the lake are a big deal. We know that fireworks are a big deal. We can tell from our Google Analytics that that's one of the most searched events, so we put that on the back cover. When I was at the New York Times Travel Show with Ron this weekend, people would just look at the book and they'd say, oh yeah, I've been there, I went with as a kid, or I'm coming up next year, I've been on those boats. And I'd stand there and talk to them, and then I'd turn around and I'd show them the back of the book, and then they'd kind of, it's like there were 4 or 5 of us at the booth, and you really needed that many people because you really got engaged in a conversation with them. But the book became a focal point, and you could open it up and say, there's some information on fishing, there's a nice spread on that on the cover. We can tell from some research that people, you know, our downstate market likes to come up and experience the outdoors. They like to hike. Well, most people are not going to go up to the high peaks and hike 4,000 feet, but they want to get out, they want to snowshoe a little bit, they want an easy trail that they can do with their family. So we have a little bit of a trail description, and guess what? There's a new Chester Challenge. So those are family-friendly hikes, so we put that right on the cover. And if you open it up to the hiking page, you know, it explains that a little bit. And it kind of makes it fun. So if I'm a hiker, I gave my little descriptions of hiking. Peter likes to golf. He expanded a little bit on golfing. We've got some fishing contacts, and they gave us some good content on fishing. So, and I see Gary's back there, and yes, we
So, two big things that this piece needed to address was, and for the new supervisors here, there was an ongoing stigma with the tourism department in the past that we weren't open to the community and we weren't a big enough deal, right? So the 2 things that this thing needed to do was get the buy-in of the community, and you can see that with all the user-provided content from people throughout the community. People were so happy to say, here's a quote about my business, here's an opportunity to come out and get on a boat and take a photo shoot with me, here's some photos that we've taken ourselves, and we needed to include everybody. So camping got dropped a few years ago just because we were in the process of cutting pages. That's not going to cut it. So we've hopefully rectified that situation and set the tone for next year. If you guys like this, we'd like to add a few more pages and expand content. And the community buy-in, I think, speaks for itself. We have images through here that are just perfect, that we couldn't possibly get on our own. So we're happy about that. And the big deal is, you know, it's a little thing, a little nuance, but that side binding gives us that top quality. You look at all the saddle stitch brochures, we are now a cut above them.
Oh yeah, it's just like Playboy.
But it looks like a magazine. It looks like a nice piece that you want to have and share with your friends. And
we want to clearly define that we are a premier destination as opposed to other surrounding counties. And you know, I'm a little bit biased, but I do think that we fit the bill as far as being the best in the area. So. And
we want to continue. You know, the trajectory here is, okay, this is a beautiful printed piece and we love it. And there is a demand for print. We did cut back on the quantity a little, and we're going to be a little bit more, we'll be careful with where we're placing our ads and make sure we're sending it out to the right people so that they're qualified. But the content and the imagery and the copy that's in here, it's going to translate into our press releases and our e-blasts and our blogs and our website that we're really going to ramp up this year. So that's what people are looking for. They're looking for an experience, and we want to give that to them, and we have it. So it's just a matter of presentation. So what you see here will translate into our work for the rest of the year. So we're really excited about that. So if there's something really cool going on in your community, tell us about it, and we would love to come up, bring our cameras up, bring the GoPro, write a little blog. We need to know what's going on in your community.
As soon as I figure that out, Joanne, I'll let you know.
Well, you've got your fair share.
All right,
But,
I'm gonna move along. Does anyone would like to make any comments,
One quick comment, Gary Farnquist, Lake George RV Park, and I've been around for a long time. I just wanted to let you know, Gene, that I was very pleased with the instant outreach of Joy and Peter. Came right to our property, looked at it. I mean, there was a night and day change, as far as the outreach, as far as this department goes, so I really welcome that. We wanna continue to communicate and make sure that the business people and the, county are communicating on all the issues, and there's like just a night and day change.
I appreciate that, 'cause the team has been out, they go out on weekends now.
Yes, they do, at night, you name it,
They're gonna
there.
try to see, the big,
That's all I ever asked for, honestly.
and you'll see more of them this year, and I hope we're gonna have more of an open policy that, we need your help, sometimes we need your advice, definitely, so, this tourism department has, if you've been down the office lately, we took away all the, little cubicles, and we made it more friendly, and for people not to be afraid to come in, and there's always somebody there, they're running a good schedule, so, we're gonna have a banner year this year. And I thank you for your comments, 'cause we really appreciate it.
Just to add to that real quick, we did do that with you and many other businesses, and we made a lot of promises to people. And I hope that this piece, among the other things we're doing, gives us a little bit of buy-in to say, hey, look, we're not just promising you the world, we're actually following through on that in tangible form. Proof right here, so, it's fantastic to hear.
Anybody else that would like to make a comment? Positive. All right, I'm gonna have to close this, part to the public now. I need a motion to go in an executive session. All right, we got it. All right, got it.
Record no, show, showed up.
He showed up on time. All right, thank you all, appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Your paranoia showing, there's no new supervisors here.
Yeah, I don't know what
I'm a
happened.
new one.
Aren't these guys new?
I didn't.